instructions.
Muchachos, ya les di las instrucciones ahí abajo. Los golpes aquí están perfectamente bien. Cuidado con las cabezas, dense la mano y una suerte.
It was last August that he lost Saul Sanchez for the first time. Tonight he faces another fighter with a lot of experience. As you take a look at the tail of the tape, really, however, there's not much to choose from them in terms of their physical dimensions.
Saul Sanchez. Real name is Saul, but everybody calls him Sal. He's in
the loss we talked about with Sanchez.
That's a slip. That's a slip.
Was to Edwin Rodriguez, who came here and shocked everybody.
Puerto Rican kid.
He fought a really brilliant fight. Sanchez was doing well early, but I'll tell you, he did not fight a smart fight that night against Edwin Rodriguez.
You're right. Rodriguez, brilliant fight. Joel Diaz said, Sal, dumb fight. They wanted Sal to box. Sal wanted to trade. And he got caught up with the veteran. Learning experience. And I've known Sal since he was an amateur, and you would see him. He would be used to spar against anybody. At the small weight, here he is now. His brother Emilio Sanchez fights for Golden Boy in attendance here tonight. They both train with Joel Diaz. Sal talked with him that I understood what I did wrong. I need to change it. Went to camp different. He was also a sparring partner for MJ, who beat Danny Roman for the title. See what kind of growth the young man has in him. Victor Trejo Lobo from Toluca, Mexico, fighting at 118 pounds. Southpaw in the red.
He's a guy with 30 professional fights. And I'll tell you, his record is not what you'd call dazzling. It's 17-11-2, but it is a winning record. And he is one of those guys who makes all of his fights, it seems, close. You know, he's been involved in 7 split decisions in his career.
7 split decisions. Nicknamed the Beast because he gets in the sparring and he just goes. He's a beast in there because Sanchez does not talk. He is the quietest person I've ever met. But he gets in the ring, is different, smaller in stature. The youngest in his family. Trejo. Y a todos los que están buscando a Yuyu, everybody looking for Yuyu Acosta, he fights next. So why don't you guys just share and let him know what's going on. Gavino Cota's the main event. So 2 more fights for Cota. Right now you're watching Saul Sanchez and Victor Trejo. This was scheduled for 8 rounds, our 4th bout of the night. Beto Duran, Rich Murata, Jessica Rosales. Saludos a la familia Barraza en Sonora. Manden las tortillas.
Little to choose really between the two in that first round. Good first round.
And that's also something for a young fighter when you're getting back into the ring after your first loss. What are you going to do? How are you going to respond? You can spar as much as you want.
It's always a big question, you know. Almost every fighter will face that situation.
There's your Yuyu, George Acosta. He's coming up next, getting the hands wrapped. South Winter, California.
George has a pretty good following.
Yes, he does. That's why you're the co-main. At a club show, how do you figure out who's the co-main? Who sells tickets? I'm being honest. You sell tickets, your crowd stays later, they buy more beer. Yep. Chris Bizet brings up a good point about Trejo. He's not just an opponent, he hasn't been stopped in almost a decade.
Right. He lost his first fight. Well, he was stopped in his first fight.
Yep.
I don't think he's been stopped since.
Chris doing research, appreciate you. Shout out to everybody watching us on the Facebook stream. 2nd round. So I think, as I was saying, after you've lost for the first time, get back in the ring. No headgear, no sparring. Let's see what you're all about. That feeling out round is done. Let's go.
You know, in Sal Sanchez's case, I think it's a case where he needed to learn a couple of things. One, I think he was getting in love with his nickname a little and the style that he was fighting, the Beast, you know, and he scored some good knockouts and had the big fight and big win on Showtime, etc. And you know, he never adjusted in that last fight with Edwin Rodriguez, and Edwin Rodriguez did adjust. You take a look at that in the last 3 rounds of that fight, Rodriguez is moving around, moving Sanchez all over the place.
You're right, he had some big knockouts. He fought on a showbox card, opened up some eyes. He had Barry Tompkins, Raul Marquez, Steve Farhood on the card.
Right.
And then he gets back with me and loses.
Well, now we know who to blame.
As I tell all these fighters, once you move on from the stream, you don't want to come back. If you see me broadcasting your fight, it means you're doing something wrong if you've moved on. And it's not a knock against them, but if you moved on to the showbox cards, it means you want to keep on going, keep on rising. Ruben Villa, I hope I never do his fights again because he's moved on, become a main event on those kind of cards. Danny Roman on the zone. That's what you want to do. You continue to grow. Sometimes you got to take a step backwards, though.
Trejo having some success in this round, fighting like a little Chiquita Gonzalez in terms of his style, the way he was attacking Sanchez there.
Sanchez overhand right. Double jabs from Sal. The Beast Sanchez. Victor Lobo Trejo. Lobo being Wolf. There he is, K9. The man who has a podcast on ESPN now, Steve Kim, is joining the broadcast. The originator of the Thompson Boxing Stream. As I said, don't want to work with me anymore. Move on up. Steve Kim on ESPN now.
Now a legend.
Yes, he is.
He had a boxing radio show actually with Dave Smith that he used to do that actually predated my radio.
They had a boxing show?
Yeah, and it was good too.
What, was that like at the old 690 or?
I'm not sure what station that was, yeah, but it was good. That's 2 guys who know what they're talking about.
Yeah, Dave Smith. And congrats to Steve Kim on his success with ESPN, writing, now with the podcast, the 3 knockdown rule. Final seconds of the second.
Good body blow from the Beast there.
Adelina Alvarez in Irvine, California. Head to the 3rd round. Monchu says, I feel like Trejo's going to catch him if Sanchez starts to tire. Okay. As Caiz is checking in on the corner of Trejo. Francisco Salazar, no, nobody's brought us any carne asada nachos. But Jessica Rosales did have the nachos before the broadcast. We took
and
a
they
picture.
were disappearing fast too. She gets right into them.
That little monster, bro. She destroys food. Our man Linus Esquire checking in. Richard was the only liberal on the Bill Handel show on KFI in LA.
You got that right. I think on the whole station.
Might have been the whole building.
I was on a very lonely guy.
3rd round of action. Sal Sanchez in the silver and black.
One thing that happened to Sanchez when he fought Edwin Rodriguez. Now, I don't know if Trejo can give him the same kind of movement, but Sanchez got caught really just basically following Rodriguez around and not really cutting the ring on him.
Trejo bleeding from the nose. Sanchez starting to sit down on his punches. And Trejo answers back. A knot underneath the left eye of Sanchez.
Remember, Trejo makes for close fights. So he's in there.
Yep.
Sometimes he fights just good enough to lose a split decision, but he's usually in all of his fights.
Crowd into this fight, and you're right. Trejo always into it. Battle, tested, gives you work. All right, all you UU fans, he's up next. Don't disappear when he shows up. And why don't you guys share right now? Share the stream right now. That's it. No more Acosta shoutouts until the fight starts. Why don't you guys share? Sal gets a left. They got tangled up. Trejo landed.
Trejo was going to try to make him pay.
Against the ropes is Trejo, trying to get off the ropes, moves away. Both fighters bleeding from the nose. Got a good fight here. Our fourth one of the night, Thompson Boxing, 20th anniversary. Standing room only crowd at the DoubleTree. Over 1,000 people in the ballroom. Bars are packed, nachos are gone. And a good scrap between Sanchez and Trejo breaking out.
What Trejo would like to do is to break Sanchez's spirit, because he's gotten hit with a lot, but he keeps firing back himself. You just saw that good combination.
Yep. Veteran. Trejo the southpaw. Solid movement from Trejo.
We told you Trejo would be in it.
Yes, he is.
He is. He's enjoying some real good moments in this round.
Final seconds of the third. Close round.
I want to see if this discourages Sanchez in any way as the fight moves on.
Solid. As Trejo gives Sanchez a little look. Two more fights to go. The main event, Ruben Ace Torres. Stack Saldana watching us. Usually you're here. Oh, you must be in Vegas. Of course he is. Antonio Diaz barking at Sal Sanchez.
Sanchez is actually the epitome, I'll get to this in a second, as we take a look at some of the action from the previous round. This is when Trejo survived that particular assault, but he did answer back very well in the round. But Sanchez is the epitome of what we talk about Thompson boxing fighters. You're going to be put in tough. Let's see what you can do.
Well, you have to earn your way out of the ballroom. You got to earn your way out of the DoubleTree. And how do you do that? By getting tested early. Because with Thompson, the budget is smaller than, say, a Golden Boy or Top Rank. You have to develop your guys sooner. You have to see what you got. So you can't afford to have an extra year to develop a guy, as Steve Kim would say, and give him the Similac. So they get tested early on. Feet to the fire.
I think this is going to be a good mental test tonight for Sanchez, because we talked about maybe he was looking a little discouraged at times. He's hitting this guy with a lot of good punches, but a lot of those are missing too.
Yep.
They're a bit wild.
That one wasn't.
But when you hit a guy your best shot and you do it a few times, and all of a sudden he's bouncing back and smashing you, that can tend to discourage a young fighter if you don't have the mental strength.
Knowing Sal since he was 17 and seeing where he's at, he was sparring Carlos Cuadras as an amateur. The Joel Diaz move on his own to leave his family in Pacoima. He's got that mental toughness, but you're right, Rich. It's one thing to be mentally tough, another one in the ring, and to see when your best shots are being worn. Sanchez in the black and white for those of you just joining us. He's 12-1. Trejo, veteran, 17-11-2. He's the southpaw. This was scheduled for 8.
And it could get increasingly interesting the further this goes. Sanchez winning the early rounds, but taking punishment and he's throwing a lot of punches, and he looks just the slightest bit fatigued in there, Jimmy, right
In this
now.
round, he does. Redness underneath the left eye of Sanchez. Some swelling.
And he's got his mouth open. This is not in the bag for Sanchez.
No, not at all for either fighter.
I've got to figure he's ahead, but look out.
Good round as Trejo comes back with a smile to his corner. Anthony Saldana, first fight he's missed in 3 years live. He's in Vegas covering the Wilder Fury fight, which will be tomorrow on pay-per-view.
He was at the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame earlier this week.
Oh, that's a good dude right there.
There's Raul Caiz in the middle of the ring as we get ready for Ruben to enter this ring and see if he can continue his what has been an amazingly quick rocket right up the ladder.
Yes, it has. Ruben Torres, the main event. He's 11-0, 9 KOs. Ace is his nickname. Got some really smart fans watching tonight. Good commentary. Boxing fans can, when they're not trolling, are very knowledgeable. Head to the 5th round. Close one between Saul Sanchez in the black and silver and El Lobo, Victor Trejo.
Trejo's trying to show a little bit of movement in this round. Not the kind that Rodriguez was, but
Difference was Rodriguez had some pop. Haven't seen much from Trejo. Saul has the heavier hands in this bout.
you see him missing these punches as the fight is continuing. It gets a little wilder.
Yep.
And that tends, those missed punches take something out of you when you miss them. They are tiring.
Toluca, Mexico, near Mexico City. Saul Sanchez, training at Indio, California, where he lives in the boxing house. So Joel Diaz has a camp house where fighters from wherever they're coming from, whether they're Mexico or Argentina or Eastern Europe, they live there and they run together, they live together, they train together. It is a legit camp for these fighters.
That's great.
It's great unless you're from a city like LA and you're living in India on a Wednesday night at 7 o'clock and it's like, what am I gonna do? Because I gotta make weight. It's that discipline that these fighters go through. That lonely existence that fighters have to go through. Y saludos a los raileros de Aguascalientes que me están mirando.
Sanchez doing better in this round than he did in the previous round. Looks like he's regaining control of it.
Pushing back Trejo. And in this weight division, 118, you could move faster.
How many Caizes are there that are officials in boxing?
There are Raul Sr.,
Yeah.
and then Junior is also refereeing tonight. Sister Carla, who referees. And then there's another Caiz brother who judges only. Sal with the 1-2. Snapping back the head of Trejo, who's in the corner.
The beast is unleashed.
Blood from the nose of Trejo. Strong round. Strong 5th for Sal, the Beast Sanchez with 10 to go in the round. Separating him here. Trejo breathing heavy. Eating some shots.
But really not answering back the way he did previously.
Best round of the night for Sanchez. Salvador Gadino, we're not going to talk about the fight. Welcome to Thompson Boxing, where we talk about everything, bro. It's like if you're watching at home. So we answer everybody who's talking. on the Facebook. We appreciate you. The action picks up, we'll talk about it. We want to talk about Rich's Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, we'll talk about it. Right now, we'll talk about the replay.
All right, much better round for Sanchez in that round as he came up. You could see for some reason he didn't look refreshed and he looked like much better physically than the previous round. And in this round, Trejo just was not answering back the way he was previously. You see him there just suffering the assault and trying to withstand the power of Sal.
Carlos Bowie checking in. Carlos, how do you have it? Fidel, how do you have it? How do you fans have it? With 5 in the books. We're in the 6th, scheduled for 8. Our 4th fight of the night. Hey, don't be promoting your podcast on here, bro. Greg Alvarez, you know Misty's is popping after the fight. You gotta wear a collar shirt though. In the corner again is Trejo.
Trejo looked a little lost in the last minute of that fight, trying to come out here and get himself back into it.
Leonard Alvarez, if you're going to promote your boy, at least tell us where he's fighting, what's his record, where is he at. You can't just say check him out. Feel free, man. Promote your guys. Just don't promote no podcast. Not just messing with you, man. (12-1), Sal Sanchez. And it sounds like I'm resetting a lot. I am, because people are checking in and out throughout the night. It's a Friday night, about to be 10 o'clock on the West Coast. Appreciate you joining us. Those of you sticking with us on the East Coast. That pace in the 5th round for Sanchez. See it slow down here in the 6th as he wears a solid shot from Trejo. Sent blood flying out of the nose of Sanchez. The corner of Trejo just said, dale, like just go.
I'll tell you, Sal is taking a lot of punishment in this fight, even though he's winning the fight.
You have him winning?
He's clearly winning the fight.
Okay.
But
he's earning everything.
He is taking a lot of punishment along the way.
Billy Rogers watching us in Pensacola, Florida. Didn't Roy Jones play for a basketball team in Florida?
Yes.
Roy Jones played in a basketball team, basketball game, and a fight the same night, right? Okay, slowing down here in the 6th. 30 seconds to go in the round. Olivia Galindo saying, let's go Sanchez. Been a good battle, back and forth. Sanchez on the ropes. Gets off of it. Wears a couple. Trejo with a late flurry. What up, Carlos Lopez? Sanchez.
Victor Trejo Garcia is one tough Mexican.
Oh, you're right. Roy Jones is from Pensacola, of course. Billy Rogers, thank you.
You know, Roy has taken out Russian citizenship.
Wait.
He's been fighting over there, had a few fights, and I think he's gotten involved in a couple of businesses over there.
That's our main event tonight, Gabino Cota. He'll be in the red corner from Navajo, Sonora, Mexico. Joel Diaz. Sal's not sitting. Usually he is. This one, they're keeping him up on his feet. Meanwhile, his opponent, Trejo, on his stool, resting. Billy Rogers says he traveled with Roy, sparred with Roy. So Roy Jones has Russian citizenship?
Yes. He's doing a lot over there.
For what, taxes or?
No, I know. I mean, he's still an American citizen as far as I know.
Okay.
Yeah, but I guess
hey.
it's dual citizenship.
Are you ready for? You have dual citizenship with Liverpool?
Listen, I spent a little time there.
Carlos Lopez, first time watching us. We appreciate you, man. This broadcast is completely different. We interact with the fans.
I think it's hard for. I think when people hear this telecast for the first time, it's certainly not anything that anybody's accustomed to.
You know what? The first time we started doing it, it was complete. Because the way I was explained to it 3 years ago was, look, if you're watching a Thompson show, you're a hardcore fan. You know the people, you're related to them. And if you're going to go and spend your night with us on Facebook, let's interact with you and let's have fun with it. It's a completely different medium. It's an interactive medium. And you're watching the fight, so you see what's going on. And as the action picks up, of course, we get into it.
Saul Sanchez, the left side of his face is swelling up.
Yes.
Quite dramatically all of a sudden.
I noticed Joel did not use the inswell in that last round. Julio Perez, Richard Brewer Jr. Trejo winning some of the crowd. And that's another thing. And these club shows, a lot of people have no idea what's going on or who they're watching. They're just coming to scrap. And whoever is like making noise for them, hey, you know, I like that guy. Let's just go. Trejo winning some of the crowd.
You know, you watch Trejo and you can just see that he is a veteran in there. He's up against a young beast in there, but he knows his way around that ring. And he's taken some hard blows and he comes firing back. It was the later rounds against Rodriguez that Saul Sanchez really got himself in trouble.
As the sweat went flying right into us. That's why you wear dark colors at ringside. Alma Torres. Alma, you can spell the whole word. Whoop it. Pace will slow down.
It's a battle of attrition.
Yes, it is. The veteran Trejo. The young fighter Sanchez. Both of them. Battle. Final seconds of the 7th.
This is the kind of fight that shows you that boxing is not for the faint of heart.
As we go to the 8th and final. And if you ever come to a Thompson boxing show, expect it to be on for 8 hours. It might be a 4-rounder, but they're all going to go 4 rounds. And we have fun with it. All the fights go and do work. Sal not sitting down between rounds again.
Also, don't forget, check us out on the web, www.
I haven't seen many fighters who do that. One that did that was George Foreman. They asked him why he would do that. He said, I was afraid if I sat down, I wouldn't be able to get up.
Okay, but Foreman was a big dude. Sal weighs 118.
Yeah, right. It's a different deal.
Hold on. All right. So Chris Bizad, who's our unofficial researcher, says Roy Jones Jr. is popular in Russia because of his musical career. He did a song during the Kovalev yard fight.
Y'all must have forgot.
Chris, I hope you're right, man. Because I'm anchor man. I'm gonna read whatever you write, bro.
He did do that song, which he had that song which was pretty popular. Y'all must have forgot.
Yeah. 8th and final round, and they're coming out of the middle of the ring. How do you have this one, Rich, unofficially?
I had Sanchez slightly ahead, but I do feel that Trejo's won some rounds.
Yeah. And they both come out like they're losing. 818, Sal Sanchez. Toluca, Mexico, Victor Trejo, Lobo, the Wolf. The left side of Sal Sanchez's face, swollen. Blood from his mouth.
Yeah, it's getting messy. He's eating a lot of clean punches in these last 2 rounds.
His first fight after losing for the first time in his career.
And I don't think he's really varied his style much from what we saw against Edwin Rodriguez. Sad to say.
Trejo's corner, we're right next to him, telling him, move it, move the body.
They may think they have a chance
Yes,
for an
they
upset
do.
here tonight.
Upstairs, 1-2 from Sanchez. Going up to the face. Trejo wears it and moves away. Trejo has a chin, can wear it. Sanchez bouncing around that ring, following. Now blood from the mouth of the Mexican Trejo. Left hook from Sanchez. Going to the body of Sanchez. Stocking of Sanchez. More blood from the nose of Sanchez. So he's dropping them, the punches, and he's wearing the punches. Combination from Sanchez. Not letting Trejo get out of the corner. Trey still has his back.
I tell you, that left hook was a clean one by Trejo. Sanchez felt it, but Sanchez is just so involved in the pitch battle that he tried not to notice. This is quite a round.
Trejo with a 1-2. 24 seconds to go.
Fans into it.
Oh yeah, for both sides. Trejo has fans. Sanchez has fans. Everybody watching has become a fan. A good fight. The 118-pounders. Final seconds of the scrap.
Wow. Wow. That was a red-hot finish to this fight.
Everybody clapping inside the DoubleTree. Standing room only. And that was a heck of a scrap between Saul Sanchez and Victor Trejo. Highlights from the 8th and final round.
Sanchez was just not going to let up. He just kept going. And in the end, it was Trejo that was giving ground. Sanchez firing just wildly, hoping that he would catch lightning in a bottle. And I tell you, that was an amazing last minute and a half. Woo.
Trejo does not go down. Trejo doesn't get stopped. But man, does he come to fight. It's been more than a decade since he got stopped. Saul Sanchez learned a lot tonight about going into the deep waters with a veteran.
The style of Saul Sanchez is definitely fan-friendly, but it doesn't necessarily lead to a long career.
There's going to have to be some adjustments as he climbs the ladder, that's for sure.
He did eat a lot of punches tonight.
Whew. Take a chance to breathe right there, because that was fun to watch, especially here ringside. It was a good fight from both fighters.
And
He is brothers with Saul.
I just love the crowd reaction, you know, in that last round. A lot of people standing up, really yelling.
Yeah, everybody was standing up.
Trying to read the body language and the facial expressions of Saul. I don't know if he's real.
No,
happy.
he doesn't have expressions. Trejo had some fans here. He has the shirts. It's awesome.
Team Trejo.
Y saludos a toda la gente de Toluca que nos están mirando en esta noche en transmisión. Chris Bizak just sent me the YouTube, the Roy Jones' song. Roy Jones performs at Kovalev Yard. Yes, Chris, we appreciate it. Everybody talking to Sal. That's Joel Diaz Jr. putting on the jacket.
It's a tough night's work.
Yep. That's his manager,
Wow.
Steve Martini. You ready? Yep, let's go to Sonny Franco, get the announcement.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 8 exciting rounds of action, to the judges' scorecards we go for the official decision. Tiffany Clinton sees about 80-72, while judges Fernando Villarreal and Raul Caiz Jr. both see about 78-74, declaring your winner by unanimous decision from Pacoima, California, Saul the Beast Sanchez.
He sweeps the card and earned everything about that.
Well, he did get a shutout on one card.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
That's an out of line scorecard.
78-74, I see that.
I
For Sal
think
Sanchez.
that's about what it was.
He